Okay, we're gonna talk about setting our makeup. And I wanna preface this by saying when you use cream-based makeup like Saint, it is absolutely essential that you set it. And the reason for that is that it's in the same state in the palette as it is on your face. So it's not like a liquid foundation that you're gonna apply and it's gonna dry down to a powder finish and the water is gonna evaporate and you're left with powder. You know, if that's a finish that you really, really like, then liquid foundation might be for you. In my case, I want a skin-like finish. I don't want any kind of heavy powder on my face just because I am 45 years old and I know that powder will settle into fine lines and wrinkles and I'm not any younger. So cream is an ideal product for me. But I could leave this out on my counter for a month and it would never dry out. So it is cream in the tin and it is cream on my skin. So I don't want this to transfer onto anything like my phone or if I hug someone or my clothing. And so therefore, that is the one caveat with cream is that you have to set it. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. You can use a setting spray. You could use a pressed powder or loose powder. So I have all three of them here. I will say number one thing is just depends on your skin type. So if you're oily, you're gonna want to set with powder. If you're especially dry, you're gonna wanna set with a spray. The spray will leave you with an even dewier finish. As you can see, the finish of the cream is already a little bit dewy. I personally like to set with spray first. I have combination skin. And when I do this, I'm gonna sit back a bit, hold the sprayer away from my face. Typically, I will do this before I put my mascara on just because I don't want it to run, but I will do it after I've put my eyeshadow on just because I want to set that as well. But I've already have my mascara on and that was a mistake, but hey, nobody's perfect, right? Okay, so we're gonna hold it back away from our face and I'm gonna give my face a very generous mist. You want to saturate it. I know that seems heavy and excessive, but you really do want to saturate it. Sometimes I'll take out my hair dryer. Sometimes I have this little fan that I'll just allow it to dry. You've got full coverage makeup on underneath and you want to really press it into your skin. You could use a beauty blender type product and just press all that into your skin and that's going to absorb a little bit of the excess. Using a beauty blender or sponge like this will actually press the cream-based makeup into every little pore. It does give a really beautiful finish. So if this is something that you own and you like to have, this is a really great tool. It will also remove a little bit of excess makeup, but you don't want to wipe it. That's number one. Then I like to follow up with a little bit of powder because I want a dewy finish in certain areas, but I don't want to look excessively shiny in other areas. I can do this two ways. I can either take our Vanilla Dust setting powder that magnetizes directly into our compacts. So that would look like this. And you can see how it just adioses the shine right away. I usually like to do it around my nose and mouth in my marionette lines, but I'm doing such a little amount. I'll show you on my forehead too, how that just takes the shine away. See how shiny it is over here, and that's kind of matte now. Or I can take a loose powder and I can take a generous amount of that and take the lid of it. This one is just a travel size and do essentially the same thing. So some of my favorites aside from the Vanilla Dust setting powder that Saint makes is the Laura Mercier talc-free translucent setting powder. That's a really good one. It's a little more expensive, but I think it is the best. It just leaves no residue. It's very finely milled, and I love the finish that it gives me. Another one that's a real price performing one that's been around forever is the Coty Airspun. This product comes in a giant canister. It's got an orange lid. You can buy it at any drugstore. It's only about $8 and it'll last you a lifetime. So that's another one. It kind of has like a, old lady kind of a smell to it, but I feel like that's nostalgia. It makes me think of my grandma. So, all right, those are the techniques. The last thing I'll say about this is the Saint setting spray. I put it in a small bottle, the Saint setting spray. It looks like this. And it comes in a big bottle like this, but I travel so much that I've actually put it into a smaller container. I will be very honest and say that I don't love the spray nozzle that comes on that bottle. I found another bottle that I just reuse that just the mist is a little nicer and a little more fine for me. It comes out just a little too aggressively for me, but That's just a personal preference, but I wanted to just say that in case you were like wondering what this bottle was. This is just a reusable bottle that I keep with me, but I hope that this is helpful in understanding why it's important to set your makeup and the different ways that you can do that. If you want the powder method, the setting spray method, or a combination of the two. I really do avoid this area up in here just because I want that dewy finish. I will, if I'm gonna use a powder illuminator, I will actually wait until the very last step, and this is a powder illuminator here, to add my little bit of illuminator after I've done my setting powder. So that's just a little bit of my preferred order of things. You could do this before you put your setting powder on or setting spray on. I just kind of like to do it as a finishing touch. So, okay guys, if you are curious about how to work with me and you want a new color match, or you've never tried Saint makeup before but you're curious about creams, just comment the word glow at the bottom of this video and I will send you a DM with a link to my form that you can fill out. It really is such a game changer. It's 5-minute makeup. It's all in one compact. It's easy. It's affordable. It's simple to apply. You can watch some of my other videos on how-tos for that, and I'll see you next time.